So, to kick off today's episode, we are talking happy hours. Now, honestly, between us, who doesn't love a good happy hour, am I right? You get out of a long day of work, looking to just grab a good drink with a snack, help you wind down from a hard day's work at a cheaper price. But how do you know what bars have the best happy hour deals, or what bars even do happy hour? Well, that's where my next guest comes in. He has one of the top-rated apps currently on the charts, and with me here is the CEO and founder of Happy Hours TLV, Roy Herman.
Hi. Hey, what's up? How's it going?
Everything's good. How are you?
All right, awesome.
Okay, so tell me, what is Happy Hour Tel Aviv? How did it come about?
So Happy Hour Tel Aviv is basically an app that lists all of the happy hours in Tel Aviv, gives you additional information like their schedules, what's exactly being offered, and allows you to easily filter through their location, distance, rating, and basically allows you to just make an easy decision on where you want to go and get happy hours.
And so, I mean, maybe this might be like a dumb question, but like, how did that idea come up? Like, were you seeing like something missing in the market?
Yeah, so as a resident of Tel Aviv, that's making sure to take advantage of all the happy hours. And as an app developer, I was walking around, having a hard time figuring out what's happening where. The deals are always changing.
Right.
And it seemed to me like there could be an easier solution to make taking advantage of happy hours
right.
Just in the palm of your hands without having to ask people. So as a person who likes to create things, I just went home, started kind of building the app, gathering the information. One thing led to another, and I released the app a few weeks later. Just for iOS, it didn't do so well, didn't get a lot of downloads, and then a few months after, actually, when I released Android, because most Israelis have Android, it really started taking off.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because that's so funny. I didn't even realize the iOS Android thing. Like, I didn't realize that was such a big factor in who, especially here in Israel, who actually gets to see this app and who gets to use it. Mm-hmm. And so how'd you figure that out? You just trial and error and figured it out?
I've released a lot of apps, and specifically in Israel, I've always seen that once you release Android, that's when it really takes off, because you're kind of cutting off the distribution where you're only allowing a smaller percentage of the market to use it.
Right, because it's basically saying, like, if you don't have an iPhone, you can't use my app.
Exactly, yeah. Where in the States, that's not a big problem. There's a lot more people and there's a lot more iPhone users. Tel Aviv, which isn't, nearly the size of New York City or things like that, it is really important. So I decided to build the app. It's also kind of one of these things that I wanted to do, to be able to walk around Tel Aviv and know people are using something that I built just on the side. So it's just a side project that's for fun, but seeing it take off and people really, really like it, getting really good feedback.
I don't mean to laugh at you, but it just sounds so crazy. Like, do you hear yourself when you say that? He's just like, I woke up one morning and I was like, I'm going to create an app, and then went home and created it. It's not that easy, Roy. Like, how do you do that? What background do you have in that?
I've built a lot of apps. I've built over 40, 45 apps. I'm building every month probably a new app. So it's kind of to come to the stage where I can just take an idea and go home and build it over the weekend. I built the iOS app over the weekend. Obviously, it's not like the most sophisticated products always, but it's good enough where people are getting value out of it. And Snapchat was built over a very short period of time. Facebook, all these ideas start off very small and expand. And this is just an easy way for me to test out, kind of throw the hook in the water and see, is this something that people like? So the idea is definitely to expand it, not only have happy hours, but also add lunch specials, brunches.
I was just about to ask you. I was like, so when do I get the personalized app for myself where I can see the best deals for hamburgers? Like,
that's
when
coming
is that
out
happening?
soon. That's coming out soon. That's going to be a special feature just for you. I'll make sure
Emmanuel
you can
Kadosh.
Recommended. You can get your own badges up there.
There you go. See, now we're getting somewhere.
All right, we need to talk about equity deals afterwards.
So wait, tell me. I know you kind of gave me the gist of what you guys offer, but tell me, like, what are the features? What can we really see per happy hour?
So right now you could see the distance or location from you, the rating from Google, the details of the happy hour, which means what hours it's available, as well as what are you actually getting from the happy hour, if it's 1+1 on drinks, if it's 30% off of the food menu, if it's a chaser for 12 shekels or things like that. And it's really important in Israel because they say it's a salary of Detroit, but prices of New York City. So Israelis love getting a bargain. And there's actually a lot more bargains than people think. And so instead of going out and paying full price, you can actually find the same restaurants or restaurants that you would like at half the price. So to me, it's like kind of the killer app for Israelis and Tel Avivians especially.
It's also helping build community, because think about it, like, we can vouch for this. Most of Tel Avivers that live here after work, they like to grab a drink, they like to go meet friends. We have a very like lively city here. So it's like after work, you guys are constantly doing things, right?
Exactly.
So it's like if people can see the distance of how far the best happy hour is, it'll ultimately build a community within that bar. It's like, oh, this is our spot. This is our spot. So that's really creative.
Yeah.
And so, okay, so you said you've built 45 apps. What's the next big project that we can get excited for?
I have something that I just launched today in South Africa. It's a collaborative security app, which basically means in South Africa there's a lot of crime. You know, the country isn't doing a really good job, and the government isn't doing a really good job to protect its citizens. So they're basically protecting themselves by organizing a neighborhood community watch, or private security companies, and actually even helping themselves, just regular people responding to strangers or their neighbors that are in distress. They're all doing it through WhatsApp today, and there's a lot of issues with that. You don't know the person's location, you don't exactly know what happened. So this idea allows everybody to report when they're in distress, but also allows everybody to respond and help neighbors and actually save lives and make the community safer.
Amazing.
And
and this is just a pilot right now in South Africa, and then you guys are planning to see how it goes.
So we're starting right now in a small area of Cape Town. The idea is to expand to Cape Town and then to all of South Africa. You know, I think it really has potential to change the country, which is just hit by crime, and really, you know, making it a complicated and bad situation there for many people. And then eventually we can bring it out to other places and make safety kind of a collaborative job rather than just giving it to specific organizations.
Right, especially if the organizations aren't, you know, doing their part, not for everyone equally, and like, you know, the crime rate is only going up, so it's like something needs to change.
Exactly.
And hopefully this app will be it. One last final question between two hybrids, as you like to call us, American, Israeli, American, Israeli. Where is the best happy hours, America or Tel Aviv?
I think Tel Aviv has the best happy hours.
I definitely
agree.
And
the best hours too.
Yeah.
Like, it's 7 to 9 usually, where I think New York is a lot earlier.
It's like 5 to 6.
Yeah,
you have an hour. That's it. That's your happy hour.
So Tel Aviv's the spot.
Amazing. Good. So thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so happy. Happy Hour Tel Aviv is blowing up, and I'm sure it's going to be #1 before you even know it.
I hope so too.
Thank you. All right, you heard it here first. If you are in the area and are looking for the hottest happy hour spots to check out, there's only one solution. Download the Happy Hour Tel Aviv app right now and get drinking. So I don't know about you guys, but I've always thought event planning was one of the most artistic and creative ways of putting together an everlasting memory. You can design everything from start to finish and make the ultimate event. Well, that's exactly what my next guest does, with a little bit of a twist. She actually creates stunning events for people abroad here in Israel. So with me in the studio to tell me more is the founder of A to Z Events in Israel, Adina Mar Capone. How are you?
How are you?
I'm so excited that you're here because I really have a crazy appreciation for event planners. I think it's such an amazing field and career. So first of all, tell me a little bit about A to Z Events and how you got started.
Okay, A to Z Events Israel is exactly what you described. We do all kinds of events. Bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs, and weddings, and birthday parties, and all kinds of life celebrations in Israel, mostly for people who are coming to Israel to celebrate their very special event. Israel is a place where people want to come. They want to get married here. They want to
from abroad.
And bat mitzvahs, you could understand, right?
Yes,
like they want to come to the Holy Land, and they want like that special spiritual holiness
of it.
So that we know. But weddings, wow, it's a huge destination. Israel is a destination.
And you wouldn't look at it from like living here, you know. I mean, of course, the wedding season here feels like it's all year round. There's weddings constantly here in Israel, but I don't know, it's funny because like I wouldn't think that people, especially let's say New York, Los Angeles, places like that, would come all the way to the States to do so. And so do you find a lot of people doing that? Clearly.
Yeah, we've got a lot of people who are doing it. And I'm talking about from the United States, from Europe, from Australia, from South America. I have clients from all over the world. Israel is Israel. For the Jews, for the Christians, for the Muslims, everybody finds something that they're connected to or they want to be connected to. It's also gorgeous. And like you said, wedding season's like almost all year long. The weather is so great. And you could almost have an outdoor stunning view wedding almost any time of year. Almost.
We have that like 30 days of rain, and that's pretty much it. Yeah.
So, you know, it's like in terms of that, the food, culinary, like world here in Israel is blowing out of this. It's international. We're all over the place. Like, it's amazing. Music is fantastic. The vibe is great. Alcohol. We got
plenty of that here.
We've got good stuff going on, and people really like it. Now you have the views. You have the history. You have the archaeology.
Definitely.
You have the all of that, you know, in the archaeology, in the build, you know, architecture.
Definitely.
You don't find that. I mean, you can't find it in places that have similar long-term histories like we do. But wow,
but nothing
Israel.
like Israel. Yeah. And so, what are some obstacles that you faced? You know, weddings here in Israel and weddings in the States are, in my opinion, two different weddings. You know, I've gone to weddings here in Israel where flip-flops are acceptable, jean shorts and a plain T-shirt is acceptable. You don't like see the elegance and glamour as you do in the States. So is that the types of weddings that you do more glamorous because of your clientele? And are there any obstacles in doing that?
Right. So I would say the biggest obstacle is to explain to my clients somewhat that there's a difference in the vibe.
Yeah.
That we're more casual here, that you can wear jeans and flip-flops, and that DJ is okay. It doesn't have to be like a 10-piece band.
Right.
Like, there's a really fun vibe here. And yes, we bring the glamour and the elegance that they're used to from back home.
Yeah,
we
for
bring
sure.
it here to them, and we have it here. The venues, the catering, and the chefs, and the designers, and yes, we have it. We have the glamour here. We bring
definitely
the glamour.
do.
So
yeah.
what a mixture! People really love that there's a mixture of the glamour and the Israel vibe.
And the vibe, yeah, the casual Israeli, like laid back, a little too laid back people, but yeah,
they like it.
They do.
Yeah.
So you were saying, you know, designers and chefs and things like that. So are you hiring chefs, designers, people like that? Israelis, or are you guys bringing them from the States as well?
No, we use Israelis. We use everyone from Israel. The chefs, the
amazing.
designers, the DJs, the bands.
Everything.
Everyone's from here, and they love working with people from overseas,
For sure.
Europeans and Americans. They love it. They love when I say to them, we're going to do this a little bit differently because this is what they're used to at home.
Yeah.
They love it.
The
They go
change
with
of
the flow.
culture, yeah.
Totally.
And so you actually have a very interesting story about why you love Israel so much and why you made Aliyah or immigrated here to Israel. Would you mind sharing a little bit about that?
No, I don't mind. My family and I made Aliyah in the shadow of a tragedy. My mother had made Aliyah. She moved here with her husband and my little sister. It was her dream, lifelong dream, and she was able to make her dream come true. Very shortly afterward, less than a year later, she was killed in a terror attack. And that was a tragedy and, you know, caused a lot of trauma in the family. But one positive thing that it did was it really connected us to the land and made us feel like she wanted to be here, and this is where what she believed in, and so we wanted to follow in those footsteps. And that's how we came here and made a beautiful life here. I mean, my children are Israeli, lekol enyan, as they say, and very, very Zionistic and love Israel, from Jerusalem to Tel Aviv to Caesarea, like
I love that.
Thank
I love
God,
that.
Really, you know, we made it work. And another thing that my mother really, one of her pet projects or good deeds that she liked to do was, besides her Zionism, very fervent Zionism, was she loved brides and she loved doing things for brides.
Oh, amazing.
So for me, it's just like this wow kind of
way of celebrating her in a sense.
Amazing. I'm like carrying it on.
Were you doing event planning prior to that incident?
No.
Oh,
when I lived in the States, my first husband and I had an interior design firm.
Oh, okay.
And I was involved in our Jewish center and in our synagogue and a lot of the events, so I had a little bit of that kind of experience.
Yeah, of course.
And then when I came here,
you just like found
I did it, yeah.
And it's so interesting that you know, made such a celebratory career for yourself. You know, you're planning events and weddings and things that are really happy out of, you know, the outcome that happened with your mother, which I think, you know, is very respectful.
Like the last thing I'd want people to think of when they think of Israel is tragedy and fear.
So you're changing their mindset of people that coming abroad and like, here, this is what I have to offer for you, for sure.
I'm happy.
Do you have a favorite event of yours that you've done?
Yes.
Yes.
I could say right off the bat.
Okay,
yes,
amazing.
My favorite event was my bride was Japanese.
Wow.
She converted to Judaism. Her groom was from Russian descent. They lived in Chelsea, Manhattan.
What?
Her family was all still in Japan.
Okay.
His family was kind of back and forth between Russia and Israel, and I think sometimes Paris.
Okay.
And they wanted that. They wanted what I said, like the history, the archaeology, the vibe, the fun, and the glamour.
Amazing.
And it was glamour.
And it was glamorous,
Yeah, it was glamour.
I'm sure.
Oh my gosh, 3 dress changes.
Oh wow, that is
2
glamorous.
different bands. Like really, we went all out. They went all out. Their guests. If I tell you that the last bus left at 4:30, I don't think I'm exaggerating.
I believe it. I believe it. Amazing. So basically, anybody that's planning an event, even here in Israel, or wanting to come from abroad, they have to hit up A to Z Events in Israel,
Have to.
and that's just what it is. So you have a website?
I do.
Amazing. So people can get in contact you through
A to Z
through there.
Events Israel.
Amazing. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you, too.
sharing, and I'm excited to plan my next event with you.
Call me when you're ready.
Make sure that if you're looking into planning your next event here in Israel, that you give A to Z Events in Israel a call to see what fantasy event they can help you plan. Here to help me wrap up today's episode is the one and only Gilly Lily Lee herself, the trendiest fashionista that isn't afraid to try new things. And this time she's here to show us a creative do-it-yourself project that any one of you viewers at home can try. Gil Levinger, how are you?
Hello. So
What are you?
So I'm actually dressed up as my alter ego today, Lil Gevinger. She's a hype bae. She got it all flexing.
Supreme to the extreme right
Yes.
now, literally.
And
what are you showing us what to do? You know, it's the month of October, Halloween, everybody loves to do yourself costumes, so what are we doing?
so obviously, like you said, we are doing it ourselves, just like I did my alter ego right here. This might not fit the party I'm supposed to go to. It's like more of a kids theme type thing. So I'm guessing Lil Gevinger is like not invited. So we're gonna do a DIY bubblegum machine, kind of like this, except this is a Mentos one. It matches my jacket. Anyways.
Okay. Yes.
Anyway, so let's get started. So what you're gonna need for this bubblegum do-it-yourself is some pom-poms, a glue gun, scissors, maybe a bit of shiny paper. This is actually a sticker paper, but a foil could work as well.
Yes.
A red skirt and a bandeau top. Okay, so
The classic.
let's get
Okay.
ourselves into
Ooh,
this.
she's
Woo!
getting serious little Gevingers right
Okay.
now. Okay. So,
All right.
What is the first step? So I'm assuming like we would need to somehow decorate this bandeau with those little fluffy balls.
Exactly. So
Shall we?
okay, yeah. So I think what you'll do is you'll be doing it in straight lines with the glue or sticking the pom-poms. Which one do you prefer?
Sticking the pom-poms.
Okay, so I'm doing the glue and you're doing the pom-poms. So here you go. And of course you can stick per pom-pom, but
Okay.
we're gonna actually just do it in a straight line. We're gonna start at the very top and work our way down.
Get it, girl. So hot glue gun, everyone needs to be careful because I have burnt myself on countless occasions.
Let's not
And-
burn Emmanuel today.
Yeah. Don't take my pom-pom off.
Yes, do not do that at home.
This is gonna be a messy do-it-yourself, people, okay? So just prepare. Don't wear anything cute.
And let the hot glue gun warm all the way up.
Some advice, some personal advice. Okay, so while
Okay.
I'm doing this, what are you gonna do?
Okay, so the top part is obviously where the bubble gums go, and the bottom part, you have to put a coin somewhere, right? So
Right.
we're gonna actually
You have to
do
put a
the-
coin. I love that. You
Yeah.
really go to like the extreme with your outfits.
Yes! Okay, so we're gonna cut out a square sheet of paper, like such. Emmanuel, how much are my bubble gums worth?
$1 billion, but actually 25 cents.
Okay, so 25 cents. Sounds more legit. We're gonna write it.
Messy project.
Opa, 25 cents. And
Bam, bam.
that's me.
Bam, bam. You're worth a lot more than that, honey.
Okay, right here. And then we're gonna take from this paper, right here, cut out a bigger square shape because it's gonna cover this one actually. And now what you're gonna wanna do is cut out a circle right here. So I'm just gonna mark my circle right here, closer to the top because you're gonna be cutting out that circle and you're gonna put a little bar right here. You're gonna draw a circle and a rectangle. And the rectangle below it, you're gonna wanna fill out black, black, black.
I'm
Because
really
that's a little
entertained.
turning handle. Okay, so you're gonna take your skirt. Mine is like this. It's a high-waisted,
American Apparel type.
very, okay?
Yes.
And you're gonna choose a spot where you want the spinner to be. So I'm gonna actually hide these right here. And we're gonna lay this flat, so let's just move everything out of the way. Paper right here for now. Wow, you did this whole top. Oh
I
my
did
God.
this whole top. I was very committed to creating this pom-pom situation here.
Okay, and here we have the skirt. We're gonna lay it flat. Okay, pick our spot. This is gonna be where we want the 25 cents. And you can see that it's gonna go right on top of it, you see? Like that.
Yeah. I love that.
And then mine is a sticky, but you can also use foil and then just put double stick tape on the back of
Oh,
it.
genius.
Yeah.
So
And be careful when you're peeling it off.
I feel like I got pretty creative with this. Let me see this.
Yeah, I mean, I think we have a costume in about a minute.
I think we have a costume in about 2 minutes, and I just have to reiterate, if you guys didn't understand this before, she's the queen of do-it-yourself. You are so creative. You always think so outside of the box. You know, you're not afraid to like just try new things and put something together. I remember growing up and I was like, oh, I have to have a costume from Party City. It has to be from Party City.
So I was always
Where
that
were you
kid that's
growing
like,
up?
Yeah, I mean, I was growing up in California where mostly everybody was also saying that, but I was always like, no, I'm gonna do it myself. I'm gonna be something that other people don't have. I mean, also with my style, I prefer to shop at thrift stores for that reason, exactly.
Okay, so I think the top here is pretty much done, minus all the extra glue that hopefully the camera doesn't pick up.
Okay, and I'm gonna wear mine folded in. So here we have the bottom, here we have the top. Okay, hold on.
Here we have the top and the bottom. And you're
What?
a little bubble gum girl. I
Oh
love
my God.
it. This
and
can
you
be
can
really
even
cute.
You can even wear it with the bucket hat.
Yes,
Have the
or you
little-
can wear this with jeans if you really don't have any Halloween parties planned for yourselves. Gil, this literally, I want to say took how much? I want to say 3 minutes, 4 minutes? We did this really quick. You can all do this by yourself, do it yourself. It's not a big deal. You can just think of a very creative costume like Gilly Lily Lee's alter ego, Lil Gil.
Gabinger.
I love this situation here. So thank you so much for coming in.
You are very welcome.
Well, make sure you go check out Gil's Instagram right now to get the hottest and trendiest fashion inspo if you're looking for the perfect combo of flirty mixed with skater girl.